Hey, what's up, Bitget?
All right, so here we go. Let's get into it. Had another busy, very important week. Very important week this last week for two big reasons. The first one was just due to the fact that Mr. Jay Powell, Chair Powell himself, did speak. He raised interest points by a quarter of a percentage point. We all expected that. No surprise there. The Q&A piece was very, very interesting to me and very telling. Just note that this whole Q&A piece, all the questions are prepared. He already knows they're coming. He's had time to, give his eloquent and usually very detailed answer. So just know that all that is kind of already practiced and rehearsed, and that's why he always sounds so well rehearsed, because he literally has been rehearsing for those for that Q&A piece. So the most important piece to me was the fact that I don't know. There's a couple of words. The one that really blew me away was when he said that the banking system is sound and resilient right now. It's not, and he knows this. So I thought that was just kind of like one of those moments where you're just like, really? That's crazy. And I'm not really sure what that's all about. Obviously, we can have all these different theses and conspiracy theories and all this. And a lot of people think that he's just trying to blow up the entire banking sector and get rid of the regional banks and just make banks like JP Morgan that much more powerful. I don't think it's something like that. The number of banks has been decreasing big time, and this is something that's been happening for decades, way before Chair Powell was in the position he is in today. So I don't think that's it. I think he's just that focused and that driven of making sure that interest rates are as low as possible. They're shooting for 2%. And look, I think this is what it is, guys. What I think it is that they know, Powell knows, and those that are, basically directing him and politicians and all these people, the hedge funds and the banks, and the only way for them to keep their Ponzi scheme going that's been going on forever, that's probably going to keep on going, is for rates to stay low. Their Ponzi scheme will not work with high interest, with inflation too high. It's not going to work. So they're going to do everything possible to ensure that rates are reduced. And if that means breaking more stuff, then so be it. If it means that we're going to have deflation, so be it. At the end of the day, that's going to be the major focus. We can't have inflation running high. I mean, that affects all of us, and it's a horrible thing, but it'd be even worse for them because then their game is over. So I think it has more to do with that. So we can't have inflation running high. With the systems that we have in place today, it just can't happen. And look, we'll talk about Bitcoin in a second, but Bitcoin, in my opinion, no matter what happens long term, it's in a no-lose situation. They keep debasing the currency, they keep devaluing the currency as they have for years, as they will probably keep doing. Bitcoin in the long term will win. You pump more liquidity into the all the different markets. Bitcoin has done very well. There's more liquidity. So, right now, Bitcoin is not going absolutely nuts. Like maybe many people are disappointed it hasn't. I mean, it has done almost a 2x this year. I think it's up 75% as of right now. But it hasn't gone crazy because there's just not that much liquidity in the markets. The adoption rates we're going to cover in a second, all that good stuff, it's all at all-time highs. But it just can't go crazy when there's so much less liquidity right now than there will be in the future. So, as far as Powell, that really did surprise me. He's just dead locked on getting rates down. That 2% goal, they're not going to waver from it. And if they break more stuff, they break more stuff. And it's just really interesting to see what's going to happen. So how does that affect the markets? How does it affect everything else? Well, I mean, obviously stocks are going to, all risk-on assets are going to not like this news that the Q&A was basically kind of hawkish still. And you turn and then think about what else is going to break. Well, we have commercial real estate. That's going to be a big issue coming up very, very soon. Is that already priced in? I don't know. I doubt it. Because that's going to cause things to break that we haven't really seen right now. There might be some people that have been crunching data that may already see how the commercial real estate issue is going to affect all these other different verticals and sectors, but we just don't know as a fact. So has it been priced in? I doubt it. So we have that to deal with. We have this Fed-induced recession that's probably coming. There's just a lot of headwinds. So I think risk-on assets are going to suffer a bit because of that. Or maybe because markets are very kind of future seeing and future trying to predict the future. Maybe they're already pricing all this in already, and they're thinking, well, things are going to have to when things break, then he's going to have to pivot quickly, and maybe you'll see the market start surging because of the market trying to kind of, I guess, fight the Fed. But they've been fighting the Fed for a very long time now. Sooner or later, that will actually work to fight the Fed. I just don't know if we're there yet. So I'm still pretty cautious of all risk on assets, but for Bitcoin, I mean, I would, keep DCAing, keep stacking your Bitcoin, because long term, I just don't think that it can lose. Okay, so the other big piece of news was in regards to the White House. Again, choke point 2.0 in full effect. Biden and his little grifter Elizabeth Warren just doing what they do, anti-crypto. They, whether they come from a place of ignorance or willful ignorance, it doesn't even matter at this point. At the end of the day, I think that they know what they're doing. I think that they have so much information laid out in front of them that they are just acting ignorant and stupid. So when it comes to what Biden's trying to do, they proposed the budget for fiscal 2024 fiscal year, which includes the digital asset mining energy tax equal to 30% of the electricity used in crypto mining. So it's just sad. There's just so much nonsense out here. I think the Bitcoin is so bad for the environment, has been debunked. And again, you can kind of tell just from some of these headlines, right? Like from this Gizmodo, I've never heard of them. Biden wants to hit power-hungry crypto miners, right? They're just trying to put little ways into trying to make the narrative just by calling the crypto miners hungry, and it's just so silly. But yeah, we all know where Biden and Elizabeth Warren stand. With crypto, I think that they're just trying to pave the way for CBDCs, and at the end of the day, they're going to try to come up with every excuse possible. Do they really think that the environment is in such a place where anything like, for example, crypto mining is going to be so bad and we need to stop at all costs? Well, I don't think so, because if they did, do you really think that they'd be doing stuff like this? So again, if you haven't seen this video before here, I'm going to fast forward it. I mean, surely Elizabeth Warren or Biden would never, ever get on one of these. Well, Biden, we know, is always in Air Force One, but surely this wouldn't be like Elizabeth Warren, right? Because if she's so against crypto because it's anti the environment, surely she would never jump on one of these, which creates a car. Oh, what is that? Her? Oh my God, it's her. She was in there. Oh, and look, she just locked in with someone filming her. Let's look at that again, because that was really funny. So let's take a look. Let's just, the moment where E. Warren realizes she's being filmed, right? Let's see. That moment is, she was smiling, and now she hides. Now she hides. And this is the funny part. For the next 19 seconds, notice how she makes sure to stay as hidden as possible. She knows that the carbon footprint of this ride right here is more than I'm going to put in my car all year. But let's just see. Oh, look how she's hiding. Look how well she does it. I mean, she's just, God, isn't she just perfect to be a politician? Grifter of grifters. What a joke. Look how well she does this too. Because she knows she's in the wrong for getting there, right? Because her whole thing is, oh, the environment, this, that. Yeah, what a joke. She's such a joke. God, I love calling her out. Yeah, so anyways, this tax is just more nonsense. And again, it's on us to elect better people instead of these grifter clowns. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple quick metrics. We've covered this in past videos, but it's just a big deal. Hash rate, network has never been more secure. Love it, beautiful. And addresses with one or more BTC. There's only 21 million of them, guys. Only 21 million of them. So we're up to what? Almost a million, getting close to a million again. Very good. If you look at addresses with more than 10% of a Bitcoin, That one is around 4 million, 4.3 million, not bad. So that's growing as well. 10% of Bitcoin, that's like 3K. That may not sound like a lot now. Let's see what that's going to be worth in 2030. Oh, by the way, I just changed my camera. It used to be over there, now it's there. So that's why I keep looking that way. After what, a year and 4 months of doing this YouTube thing, I'm just so used to like looking that way when I'm going to look at the camera. All right, so those two look really good. I did want to talk about one trade I took. I haven't been trading a whole lot as far as scalps or anything like that, but I did take a trade today. As you can see on the daily, Bitcoin's having an awful weekend, and so is ETH. And so yeah, I did take a long this morning because I think that it's just, weekends can sometimes provide us with opportunities. We know that usually whatever happens on the weekend, it's like whatever. And then come Sunday night, Sunday evening, or then Monday morning, we kind of get back to where we were on Friday before the daily close. So I just took a long, it's a short-term scalp, just because I think that we're going to get back to where we closed on Friday night. So I think I took it on it with Ethereum because I think that Ethereum is going to have a little bit stronger run over the rest of the weekend than Bitcoin. And yeah, I'm still bullish short term, obviously super long term, midterm, super bullish. But as far as Ethereum goes, I do think we're going to hit this top part of this channel. This channel's been around for a very long time, and I think we're going to go up against it again, and then we'll see what happens. If we cannot break through the top of this channel, though, I do think that will present a very easy short because there's just so much room it can drop. Stay in this channel if it can't break out of it. So I do think that that's going to be kind of like an easier trade. But you just got to be patient with these. So we've been super patient this year. Got off to an awful start trading when I shorted Gallon not once but twice. I went pretty heavy on those shorts, and I'm just trying to grind back after that horrible start to the year. And I'm getting really close to break even in my trades, despite not trading that much and despite getting into such an awful start. So pretty happy with how things are trading. I'm really close, really close. Hopefully by the maybe even as early as this next week, I'll be back to where I was and back to even, which would be great because I got off to just a horrible start. I don't even want to say how much I was down. It was significant. But yeah, so that's kind of like where we're at. But still, with Bitcoin, it's just been tough. If I'm so glad I haven't been trying to trade daily because with Bitcoin, it's been tough. I mean, those that have been trading, if they're doing it right, I think that they've been just getting chopped to pieces lately. It's like 28.8 is kind of like the everything level with the 1 day. And it's just like it closes above 28K, so you got to assume upside, and then it drops below. And then the next day, it closes below 28.8, so you gotta be bearish, and then it gets above it. So it's just been all this chop. So I think the exchanges are doing really well. Oh, by the way, and thank you for all of you guys trading on Bitget through my link. I really appreciate that. It's really helped out my channel. So cool. So thank you again. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you that's been trading on via my Bitget link. There's also they change it all the time, but there's all sorts of cool things if you use my link, and it really does help my channel. So I really do appreciate that. But speaking of the exchanges, I think are killing it as always, but I think they're killing it more than usual right now because there's just all this chop and traders are just kind of getting chopped to pieces. But anyways, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed my play-by-play of E. Warren getting off the private jet, and I just love calling the hypocrisy out of these people. And yeah, keep stacking Bitcoin, keep stacking ETH. I'm so bullish on both of these assets long term. It's not even funny. And yeah, I mean, I try to trade as much as I can when there's easy trades, and then a big portion of that I just use to DCA into more Bitcoin, more Ethereum. All right, guys, take care, and I hope you have a great weekend.